Do you feel like down? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel overwhelmed or anxious? Because if you do, I'm sure there's this one thing that no one's telling you, or they're telling you, but they're not pushing it. And that's why I want to talk about it today, because they don't push the fact that this is the one thing that we all have control over. There's one thing that we can do without having to pay money, without having to go to a doctor, without having to get a re up or a refill on our prescription. And it's very, very simple. And it's called exercise. And now, right now, most people are going to click off. I know you're going to click off because you don't want to hear it. Right. And that's the sad part, that you are about to click off this video or this podcast because you don't want to hear that there's one thing that we can do to feel better. And that's movement, strength training, exercise, mobility, flowing, walking, basketball, sports, anything that creates endorphins, anything that gets your heart moving, anything that makes you feel good. Can you even understand what I'm saying? That it's going to make you feel good. In today's podcast of the Mental Mobility Podcast, episode number 148, I believe, we're going to talk about how exercise is the hidden pill. It really is, and the benefits of it, and how you can put it into your life. And you, right now, if you're going to click off, wait a second, because if you're a person that's like, fuck this, I have nothing to do, I don't know how to exercise, I don't know where to go, just hang out. Hang out for a second, because I'm going to get to that for sure. And I'm going to show you a way that you guys can start at least doing something to feel better. Because everyone, please, I know what it feels like to feel overwhelmed. I know what it feels like to be anxious. I know what it feels like to feel like shit. And anytime I start adding exercise into my routine, everything changes. Everything. And that's a guarantee. Maybe you don't like my cursing. You can click off because that's okay. But don't click off because you're scared about what I'm going to talk about. This is supposed to be very cut up and, nice graphics and things to keep you on. But I fucked up my computer. So the program that I'm using is not allowing me to cut and edit and do everything I need to do to make what I normally do in my podcast, but I'm not going to let that stop me from producing what it is I do every single week. Right? Every week, every Saturday, I'm here talking about mental health, fitness, and mental health and its correlation and why it's so important to do both. Not only that, we talk about skills and drills that we can do as a person that may live with a mental illness. But sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget about what we can do, and we only think about how hard it is. And I understand that. You know, for me, it's like, go meditate. Gotta meditate now. How am I gonna sit there for 15 minutes and do this? And I already find myself fighting and being willful against that. Right. And I'm not doing, and I don't want to, because I don't want to do what's best for me. But that's why I'm here, to show you that it's the same thing. Like, I'd go through the same waves. I have to force myself to do this stuff. If you check out a couple of my clips, I think I put up on YouTube on Shorts, is like, it's almost like doing some stretches, right? Everyone likes to work out. If you do work out, no one likes to stretch. 10% of you do, right? Even yoga people don't even like to stretch anymore. They like to do yoga, right? And extreme yoga. They like to go in 300 degrees and do yoga, and then do it off barricades in yoga, and like do it in the park. And it's like, it's different yoga everywhere. But you just don't like to stretch, where that's probably the biggest thing we can do for muscle soreness, muscle recovery, joint tension. And we got to do the same things with our minds, right? We got to stretch it. We got to mobilize it by doing skills, by doing drills over and over and over again to become better. But before we get to that, I do a segment where this part will go like, memes of the week. So what I do in memes of the week is I'll go to my Instagram and I'll go to the save tab. And in the save tab, I always like to save things. See, no editing. That was a cough. I might sneeze. A booger might come out because this is fucking live, right? And I like to go in and just check out some memes that just make sense to me, and then I'll talk about them. So today we'll go through. I do like usually do 3. This one is fighting through mental health. If you guys are following that, and it says no one can be. I'm going to show you in a second. Calm down. Calm down. No one can be 100% every day, and that's okay. So I'm going to try to show you the best. There it is. Look, no one can be 100% every day, and that's okay. And you see it like on a Monday, like a mid energy, low energy, high energy, low energy, and that's kind of the wave. Because a lot of times we put ourselves on this pressure that we have. There's a fucking garbage can. There's a garbage truck outside, and that's what happens when you go live. Things happen. Someone might come through the door. I'm going to guarantee someone that'll come through the door because that's what happens whenever I go live. But I do not want to not produce this podcast because it's something I love to do. And I lost it. Come on, guy. I lost it. So I was talking about energy, and a lot of times we believe that we have to be on all the time. And it's tough for, I would even say, people that are performers, right? If you sing, dance in a band, play something, even a boot camp coach, a teacher, I don't know, anything else you can think of, if you could comment down below, hit me in the chat. Let me know if you can tell me any more careers and or professionals that need this energy every day. And they do, right? I was at Disney last week and I was watching these dance performers in the parade. I don't know if you've ever been to Disney, but in Disney at like 3:00-ish, they do their first parade where all these Disney characters and all these dancers that have makeup and they dance down the street the whole time. And I'm trying to figure out, like, is this one whole big routine? And then all of a sudden next to me, because I'm somewhere in the middle, all of a sudden next to me, the music kicks on. And then out of nowhere, the music starts over. So it was almost like the beginning of the routine started in the beginning. And then when it got to me, they start all over again, but it looked so fluid. It looked like it never stopped. And they do the same thing over and over and over again. It was like 5 minutes, boom to me, new 5 minutes, boom to me, new 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes for sure. And they're going all the way down whatever street that is in Disney. They must have did it like 80 times just for one parade. And for them, they have to perform. Right. And that's like a big Disney thing. And the big Broadway thing is like the show must go on. So that no matter how they feel, no matter how crappy they are, they got to put this fucking magical smile on their face. God, these people's faces were so magical. I'm not going to lie. It felt like they weren't faking it. Like they loved it. But at the same time, they were sweating. You know, they were breathing heavy. So how much you really loving it? But they really were good at masking that. And that's hard to do. You know, thank God they only have to do it maybe once or twice during that day. But imagine thinking your whole week has to be that energy. That's very draining. So don't feel bad if you feel tired, especially if you have mental illness. Don't feel bad if you feel depressed. A lot of us make ourselves feel guilty. It usually comes with it, self-included for sure. But you're doing the best you can. That's all you can ask for. Right? You're still here. You're still moving. You're still working. You're still doing what it is you got to do. But enjoy the process of these up and downs. And enjoy it when it's up and take care of yourself when it's down. You know, that's what I try to do my best. When I'm feeling down, I try to do more skills, more drills to help me cope with how I'm feeling and the emotions that are presented towards me in that day. You know, so that one really hit me. And that one, that's what I thought of when I did that. If you could think of anything else, please let a brother know. Healing out loud. The biggest communication problem is we don't listen to understand. Ooh, this is the one. We listen to reply. Boom. This is the biggest thing I see everywhere, and I catch myself doing it as well. The biggest communication problem is we don't listen to understand. We listen to reply. Here comes a fucking garbage truck. Stephen Covey. I don't know if he wrote that. I don't think he did. I think someone else wrote that down the line. He just reused it. Who am I, though? Because I feel like that's a rule in all of everything. Because we all are very fast, especially now to express our opinion because, not at your fault, we like to keep communication lines open. We like to communicate, right? So it's like, oh, that was good. I got to tell my story. I do this too, right? You'll be listening to someone that's telling you their story, and immediately your brains and ears shut off because you found the story you want to reply back to them, or you found the answer that you want to reply back to them. So now you're no longer listening to their story anymore. And trust me, I know you do it. I know you do. Right? And that's where being mindful definitely helps. That's where practicing mindfulness helps because it helps you kind of redirect, even meditation, right? It helps you redirect your focus back to where you started to start. Like, what were you thinking about? What were you doing? At first, I was listening, empathetically listening to this person. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I know I can help them. And I do this. I cross my fingers. It helps me remember of what I'm about to say. So now I do this so I don't anticipate them to finish. I just stay there and I listen to the rest of their story. And if I forget this, I forget it. Right? But there's a lot of times where I catch myself like, oh no, what am I doing? Oh, fuck it. Go back to their story because they need your ear right now. And I know if you have mental illness and you try talking to someone, right? Like a friend or a family member, usually not a therapist. That's why I like a therapist, is that they're going to come back with an answer when you don't want one, right? How many people actually want a fucking answer? You don't. You just want someone to listen to how you feel. You just want someone to listen to your story. And then if there's feedback needed, you will ask for it. But try your best not to be the person that's, ooh, me next. I know. Me next. I know. I know what I'm going to say. I know. No, this is going to help you. Don't do that. Trust me. I know. We all fucking do it. If someone is allowing themselves to express their feelings to you and telling you a story or a situation, listen to it. Wholeheartedly listen to it. And if you catch yourself like straying away because you're thinking of something that you can do to help them, go back to their story. Right? Be a really good listener. Because there is a trend in this world, especially now, that everyone's got the answer. I'm fucking doing a podcast trying to help you guys out, right? Who am I? I'm actually not trying to help you guys out, honestly. I'm not. I'm just talking my shit out and telling you what it is I do. And hopefully what you hear may help you. And that's it. I'm not directing you and telling you got to do this and you got to do that. But no, I'm just telling you what I do based off what my psychiatrist, my therapist, my friends, my group, we do together in order to become mentally healthy. And that's it. I didn't say cure anything. I didn't say for it to go away and disappear for the rest of our lives, even though that'd be fucking great, wouldn't it? Not having depression ever. That'd be great. Imagine not having anxiety. I don't even know what the world would look like. I don't even know what the world would look like without being anxious. But be the ear. Open up your heart. Allow them to spill their heart. And then when it's time, you can respond. There's a time to respond. And there's a time just to fucking listen, before we jump into our next thing. So that one gets me all the time. This one is the last one. Said 4 days ago, it's a picture. Mental health CEO. We lost 800,000 people to suicide this year. Another topic no one wants to talk about. I feel like I have to bring it up every single time. 800,000 people. And I don't know how to say that it's not being talked about as openly because we're scared as a nation. We're going to take a garbage break while I sing Boys to Men. I'm not going to stop. Can you hear that? I can. This fucking guy. Here we go. It's one of those garbage trucks. Let me tell you what is happening. I'm from New Jersey. New Jersey, they got 13 people on a truck that pick up the garbage can, throw it inside the thing. It's not even fully empty. They push it back. Actually, they throw it back. Not even on your lawn, somewhere near the vicinity of your house. It'll still be two houses away. They jump back on their truck and they move on to the next one. Spill juice everywhere. Stinks. Fucking smells everywhere. Drags the maggot-filled garbage truck bags, dumps it inside the garbage truck that smells and it's already spewing stuff, and then they drag it back. Here, different. Here they got these prongs that like stab your garbage can, and then it lifts it up, and then a machine does it, like short circuit, and it goes all the way back down, and then it throws your garbage can, just breaks it. But I would rather take the broken one than the maggot juice all over my fucking sidewalk and street. They gotta put baking soda on and clean the next day, or just gonna smell. Okay, anyway, they're gone now. Mental health CO, 800,000 people die from suicide, right? Every 40 seconds, someone died of suicide this year. That's fucking crazy. Talking about mental illness is not attention seeking. People die in silence every day due to this judgment. Suicide prevention begins with all of us. Talk about mental health. Check in on your friends. Be kind. You can do it. Communicate. If you know a friend that's kind of disappeared, maybe down, maybe just not feeling it, ask how are they? What's going on? You want to go out? You want to go for a walk? You want to go to a class? Something of that nature. You want to hang out? Because they might need you right now. A lot of times people just stay in silence and they don't talk about what it is they really feel. You know, we hide because we think we're a burden. Most of the time, we feel like we don't belong on this planet, and we feel like we're alone, and we feel like, why do I even have to exist here when they're suffering because of me suffering? You know, that's kind of some of logic in our brains. When you know you love them, so why not just reach out and say what's up? You know, and I think if anyone could do that, that'll help a lot of people. It won't cure them, but it lets them know that they're cared for and they're here and you love them for who they are. And that's hard to kind of deal with, you know? It's hard to deal with. So let's talk about what we are here in the podcast, and that's exercise, strength training, and particularly strength training for me. I got to blow my nose. Whenever I talk about that topic, it hits me pretty hard. You know, it brings back a lot of, I don't want to say memories, but memories, I guess, right? So exercise boosts mood. When you get moving, your brain releases chemicals like endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which are natural mood lifters. When you move, guys, and you exercise, your brain that is very stagnant, right? It's like there. It's kind of glued together. When we're in a depressive state, or even if we have mental illness, there's always a dark cloud, right? And that dark cloud, I always feel like is, I'll say, to my muscles and to my joint, will be called glued. So like, you ever have like a tight hip or like a tight shoulder? It just feels like it's stuck to the other muscles. Well, yeah, it is. They're kind of binding to each other because you're creating a lot of scar tissue around it from the micro tears, right? And then when we do that, we forget that we have to mobilize those muscles and we have to stretch those muscles. And by exercising, you're automatically doing that, because if you don't do anything, your body just stays here. So if I just have the same routine every day and my brain just does this, it's getting glued. It's the same patterns over and over again. It knows it. It knows what's going to happen. And then people blame their OCD, and that's fine. You have OCD. It's great. Well, then add something else to your OCD, right? Put something else in the repertoire that breaks this shit up. And that's what exercise does. It releases the chemicals that loosen it. Right? It's like getting a massage. It's a mental massage. It's loosening your brain. I have no idea if this is real, guys, by the way. This is how I picture it. Okay? This is how I picture it, because that's what it feels like to me when it happens. And when I do release those chemicals, my brain starts to feel a little lighter, a little better, a little looser. Just like when you have a stiff shoulder and you do some arm circles, maybe do a little massage, soft tissue work, and then we do some movement drills, bang, bang, bang. And now, oh shit, my shoulder is connected to my shoulder, right? Versus my shoulder's connected to my chest, now feels tight. And my triceps connected, my biceps connected to my shoulder, now feels tight. You know, we got to add exercise. And when I say exercise, it doesn't mean 100 burpees, what you see on TV, or some fucking guy doing ropes with a backflip for no fucking reason at all. You're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Stop, Pete. Stop. Stop. When someone's doing extreme things to get likes on social media, doesn't count as exercise. Going out the door, walking around the block, couple times consecutively counts as exercise. I didn't think maybe you thought that. Anything consecutive over and over and over for a long duration of time counts as cardio. It doesn't have to be a sprint. It doesn't have to be high mountain climbs. It doesn't have to be 225 NFL bench press test. Walk. Get outside and move. And if you could add that one thing, and I'm going to not say once, I'm going to say to give yourself a goal every day, do it. Right? Every day, do it. It will open up your world. I guarantee you, because it's going to open you up. It's going to open you up to more. Always start with small. I'm going to talk about that and what we talked about before, what I do to help me be consistent, be responsible, and be accountable. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do after that. But number 2, stress reduction. Sweating it out through exercise helps reduce levels of body stresses, hormones like cortisol, feeling you more relaxed and calm. Like, you ever just feel mad, right? Here's a perfect example. Whenever you're like mad and angry and stressed, what do? You fucking scream, you throw stuff, you punch, you beat the bed up, right? Some people do that. That's how they release this anger. But what happens when all that cortisol is gone? Boom, you relax. Right, you got it out of your system, they would say. A lot of people use other things to get out of their system, like drugs and alcohol. But that's not going to mobilize you. That's going to tighten you up. That's poison going inside your body. Right, that's poison. That's going to go in. I'm not saying that to not to drink or not to drink. I'm not one to advocate that, because I do have a couple beverages here and there. I used to drink a lot more, especially in the time of the dark times. I thought it was helping me solve my problems, help me disappear. But exercise was it, because it helped me actually reduce a lot of my stress. And that's what a lot of people do it for, especially corporate heads, right? A lot of you guys go inside, work out first thing in the morning, or even once you get out of work, because you have to, because your body needs to expend energy, right? We were not made to sit at a desk all day long and click a button. We were not made to answer emails that piss us off. We're not made to be on phone calls or meetings or I don't know what else you call it. But that's the society we live in. We were born to throw stuff, punch stuff, run, hunt, bite, kill. Right? That's what we were born to do. Survive. Not email. Well, at AOL.com. I said AOL.com. Microsoft.net. That's what I had back in the day. It helps reduce stress. So if you're stressed out, go for a walk. You're stressed out, bang out 50 push-ups. You're going to feel better. I guarantee you will. And then if not, keep doing it till you feel better. That's the goal. Improved sleep. Regular physical activity can help regulate your sleep patterns and make it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night. Here we go. Here's the problem with me, right? I'm bipolar. I have bipolar. I am not bipolar. I have bipolar. I live with bipolar. Hard for me to sleep when in mania, but the medication does help. I am on medicine. I am on lithium to control that part, but still I do have my swings. That's kind of sleep is my number one. I don't know, the indicator for what's coming. Right? If I'm waking up 2:00 in the morning and I got some energy for no reason, I got to go back down. Hasn't happened a lot, but I know when I'm lacking sleep and I feel like I do have a little extra energy, I do know what's coming up. And then the other ones, when I'm laying in bed and having trouble getting out of bed, that's when I know what's coming up too, right? The depression part. But for the most part, when you exert energy, you're going to be tired. And when you are tired, your body's chemicals move properly. It's released, as long as you're not taking espresso shots at 10 p.m. or watching porno on a big screen TV, right? Maybe then you might be awake still, or playing video games and stimulating the brain. There still has to be some type of sleep hygiene. So don't say like, oh man, I exercised, but I can't sleep. I worked out today, but still can't sleep. Because you're jerking off in the bathroom and then you're going into watching some movie on Netflix that has 13 episodes. So you can't not finish it. You can't not binge it, right? We have our patterns, but look at your sleep hygiene. and see what it is you're doing. If you want a little bit more tips on sleep hygiene, let me know. Comment in the chat. We'll talk about that more because the chat's not working for me right now, but I will go back and read it since my computer is a little fuzzy today. Enhance self-esteem, guys. Nothing makes you, let's read it first. As you meet your exercise goals and see improvements in your fitness, you'll likely feel more confident and positive about yourself. This is where, and I am a personal trainer, I am a strength coach. Guys, I will tell you one thing that I'm really fucking good at, and that's this. I am a great fucking trainer. Okay. And here's the one tip of advice I give to you. I may not be fucking some model, I may not be 6 foot tall, but I'm really good at this shit. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Self-esteem increases the more you work out. Why? Because you feel confident. Because in the beginning, everyone, I'm sure like yourself, is saying, there's no way I can do that. How am I going to start? What am I going to do? We fill ourselves with all these questions of fear. I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So what I tell people as a trainer is I say, what are the things you're scared of? And write it down. And most of the time, it's the same thing. Especially, I don't want to look stupid. So if you don't want to look stupid, go online and go on YouTube and find beginner workouts. Find someone you like and do their workouts. I have tons of them. I just don't have six-pack abs, so they're probably not that good. But I have a lot of stuff that is out there for free for you to choose. Just to start on your own. I never said you had to go to a class or go to a thing. A lot of us feel like, oh, I got to go to the gym and I got to sign up. And then we put too much pressure and too much stuff into exercise and movement when it's fairly simple. Put on a pair of shoes. I don't even care if my dad worked out in like work shoes. You know, he had like dress pants on and then had like a t-shirt, or he had sneakers and dress shorts and then a polo. It didn't matter. Right? As long as they got up and did their exercise. You'll see a lot of like immigrant parents, like Indian guys, Filipino, Chinese guys especially, right? They don't care about their outfits. They just go there and they do anything. But the main, I would say, thing they do is that they do move. Right? I feel like for us, or you, that wasn't me, is the fear of looking stupid. So find something you feel comfortable of doing inside your home. Find something that you're comfortable doing without any judgment, you know, because who cares if you're doing it wrong? Who cares if you're doing it bad? Who cares? All that shit you're saying is you talking to yourself and judging yourself. You know, sometimes we're our own worst judgers when no one's looking at us, no one's doing anything, but we still feel like we look stupid. I want you to know you do not. Put some shit on. Even just go for a walk. If you feel like you're doing more, find a beginner home workout. It's literally the name of the website that I just said, turn away, beginner workout. And start doing it. Do anything. 10, 15 minutes, don't matter. You'll be good. You know, and you'll feel good about yourself. Because I always look at it like a video game, right? I don't play video games, but kind of like, let's say a checklist. It's like, oh, man, I did that. That felt easy. Let's try something else. Boom, boom, boom. And now your levels are getting higher, and now you're starting to feel 10 times better. But a lot of times it's just ourselves stopping us from feeling good. You know, I hate to say it, but it's the honest truth. We are our own worst enemy. And I hate that about us. God, I hate it. So last one here that I can talk about is coping with anxiety and depression. Regular exercise has been linked to reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression by promoting the release mood-enhancing neurotransmitters and providing a distraction to negative thoughts. Cool. Here's why. When you work out, especially if you do something like jiu-jitsu or karate or something that you're learning, a whole new like world, your brain has no more time to think about the bullshit that you think about all day long. If you don't put your body, yourselves into those movements or into those situations, well, then you're going to be doing the same thing we talked about before. We're just going to glue these neurotransmitters to here like this, right? This is the same thing. They're connecting the same way. They have never been broken up because we never introduced anything newer. Instead, we're going to rely on fucking pharma to give us something to maybe break that away, right? And I'm not going to say in conjunction with it doesn't help. Please, if you want to do both, do both. I'm sure you'll get out of your depression a lot faster. I'm not pushing meds, but if that's your case and that's the way you go, because maybe you're that deep, I need to take fucking medication because I was that deep, right? I was that deep in the hole. I needed both. I needed 3 things. Wait, 4. Man, was I off. But if we could start now, just because maybe you can prevent it. And even if you're there, put exercise or a class or anything with movement, right? Dance, go dance. Dance is great. A 1 and 2 and 3. And you got to do all this shit. You don't even know what you're doing. You got to think so much that the world you were thinking about is now forgotten for at least an hour a day. Right? That's why they say, oh, running is meditative. Working out is meditative. It is, because you finally can focus on something else besides your life and the problems in it and the things that you're worried about. That's really the easiest way to say it. Right? I don't want to talk about chemicals and hormones and all that. You don't fucking care about those words. Who cares? What does exercise do? And today at the gym, we were talking. It was a group of 4. We're all working out, and I was training them, and I was helping them. And I was like, this. Where it's like, why are we here? I said, why have you been doing this? I was like, you know why you're doing this? And most people were thinking, oh, the summer's coming. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I got to lose weight. I said, because you want to feel good about yourself. And that's the God honest truth. Sure, those other superficial things are there. But at the end of the day, all you want to do is be proud of yourself. Because maybe someone wasn't proud of you. Right? Maybe we don't give enough credit to ourselves of how great we are. But instead, we push ourselves down. But I'll tell you right now, the reason I work out is because I want to be fucking feel good. Right? I want to be good and I want to be proud of who I am. The life that I have had before here, I'm very proud of the person I was. And then I hated the person that I was. And then I wanted to be gone. I did not want to be here anymore because I feel like I didn't matter. I didn't count. Erased, moved my life around, made exercise a priority. Make sure every day you do something. This is where we're going to go back to from before. Every day you do something. If you look over here, you can't, right? Because I don't have another camera. But over here, there's a whiteboard. On that whiteboard, I write down 7 little small workouts. Right? I think one of them is like kettlebell swings, push press, body weight squats, push-ups, jog in place. Ropes, I have 7 of them. One workout for every day. And I commit to myself for 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day. That's it. I'm a fit pro. I have all the accolades in the world for fitness, bodybuilder, wrestler, everything. 10 minutes a day of doing something slow. Not fast shit. I'm not doing it trying to break records. First thing in the morning, 10 minutes of doing that. And I know a lot of us will say, oh, you don't have time. You gotta wake up early. If you don't have time, wake up 10 minutes early. I promise you, you will start to feel better. If you want those workouts, comment down in the chat. Let me know. I will send them to you right now. I will send them to you and I'll make videos for you so you guys can do it. If you comment in the chat, I will automatically, if you want to just DM me, right? It's fine. I will send it to you. I have no problem doing so. We'll talk a little bit because I want to know what level you're at. I just don't want to give you anything. I don't want to give you some weird exercise for no reason. I want to give you stuff for your level. Where are you in your fitness journey? Where are you in your mental health journey? Where are you in your life journey? I just want to help you through it. That's it. So 10 minutes a day, I make sure I do that. And what usually happens is that 10 minutes becomes my warm up. And then I start to work out. But if I'm not feeling it, like I just don't feel it, I just stop there. And at least I did 10 minutes. in that day, but it's got to be every day. Right? I got to commit. You got to hold on. And then the real thing is, and it's usually an overused word, right? Is your why. And I don't want to be like a motivational speaker. What's your why? Which why? No. Because I want to feel good. I feel like that's got to be the only reason we need. Right? I want to feel good about me. I want to feel good about myself. If you didn't know, I also have a lot of body image disorders, and I got tons of shit. I've been there. I'm here. I feel like I was put through all of this to make sure I can spread this message somewhere. So that's always got to be the right. I want to be, well, yeah, for some people, when I talk to them, is they have children. And this is the worst part, right? You have children. If you're in a line of mental illness and now also have obesity and on some type of medication, but not moving, you're not going to be there much longer. I'm sorry to say that. That's why I always feel like exercise is the most important thing possible. The most important thing. Because you want to feel better. And you want to be better for everybody that counts in your life. Not everybody. That's a lot of fucking people. Fuck, man. This life shit's tough. Nah, it's not. I like it. I just hope I didn't lose you by now. Because a lot of times you'll see my brain work. Right? And I go through it. And or I'll cry. Usually I'll keep it for a little bit and cut it out. But if it's like a 30-second cry, then how am I going to cut it out? No, I can't. I do like this vulnerability and being able to just do this from the heart. You know, I might read a lot, but at the same time, it's from everything that I know, everything that I work with, everything I do every single day is just to feel better. And that has become my priority because before it wasn't. I would work out just because I owned a gym, right? I had to work out. I had to make sure I did it. I actually did it so I could just de-stress, honestly. But the thing is, I went a little backwards, and my poison became working out, where I would punish myself rather than work out for fun or work out for me. I would use it to hurt myself. I would use it to get to the point of let me try to tear something. As crazy as that may sound. But that's where I was. That's why I say now it's a lot different. I exercise to live longer. Right? I exercise to be here on this planet. Because I know it's important for me and my family. So I will see you guys later. If you can, subscribe if you haven't. Because I know about 50% of people that view these do not subscribe. So the subscription always helps. If you're on Twitch, follow me up. And I will see you guys later. Till the next time with the Mental Mobility Podcast. My name is Pete. Hope I don't forget anything. And make sure you DM me or message me if you just need to talk. I'll see you later, guys. Peace out. Should I play music? Nah, let's get the fuck out of here. This ending? That was a very awkward ending.